And I know that one of the things that you probably already figured out is that going through a divorce, the loss of your spouse feels a lot like the death of that spouse, because the person you thought you knew is dead and gone somewhere. So you have all of these things that you're struggling with, you're dealing with. There's a lot of anger and hurt there that is often compounded by the fact that there are blatant reminders of what you've lost. You know, every time you run into her at the grocery store with her new husband or boyfriend, every time you see him driving around town with his new family in his shiny new car, it's, you know, always a blatant, in your face reminder of what you've lost. There's so much about that that can keep you just stuck, and what I would like to do is kind of give you some ideas of how to get out of that. So I want to acknowledge that you will go through the same 5 or 7 cycles of grief that you would in any other loss. However, that's not the focus of my talk here. There are really 3 things that I could probably do multiple sessions on that I just want to touch on really briefly. I want you to be able to evaluate your whole experience from the perspective of, how do I take the next right step to honor God, to bring real healing into my life, and to set me up for better relationships, more satisfactory relationships in the future. The first one is feel it. Let it, you know, let it hurt. Let it be what it is, and don't just try to stuff it, because it does hurt. You know, God writes on our hearts that families, relationships are meant to stay together, and so that hurt is there because it reminds us that that's not what we were created for. If you let yourself feel it, acknowledge it for the hurt that it is, you'll actually get to the other side of this where you'll still carry the pain of it, but it won't be this huge baggage that you'll carry into your next relationship. So my first thought is, feel it. The second idea is this: own it. Own your own stuff. No matter how big or how small your role was in the demise of your marriage, there was still something in there that you had a role in. And I don't say this to, you know, add guilt on top of your grief. That's not the point. The point is, when you take stock of what you did to contribute to this whole breakdown, it enables you to learn what to do better next time. You know, if you just look at it, blame it all on your spouse, you know, talk about how none of it's really your fault, then you'll not really learn anything that you can take to make your future better. I just heard someone say today that no one has ever blamed their way into a better future. So, you know, kind of on that thought is, own your own piece of the pie. Take responsibility for the things that you did that contributed to the lack of connection, the misinterpretation, the anger, the angst, and figure out how to deal with that in a way that you don't carry those same habits into your next relationship. The last thing would be release it. You know, there are a million hurts and losses in your story that can never be repaid. Never. You know, nights that she spent alone sleeping at someone else's house, evenings, dinner alone with your kids while he was out whining and dining another lover. You know, the finances, paying the attorney, all these huge things that could never be repaid. And as much as you would like to see there be some sort of retribution, you can't make that happen. Only God can make that happen. So in order for you to move on to your own future without carrying that angst and that baggage of what you're feeling from those losses, from what was stolen from you, you have to let go of it. As hard as it is, you have to let go of it. In order for you to make the most of your next relationship, your next step, of today, release that. Let God take care of the consequences. Let him or her feel the consequences of their own choices, and let that be enough while you just go on with your life your day growing in Christ, growing in your ability to love people around you the way Christ loved you, and just let go of it. And answer the question, come to a good, firm conclusion. What do I own? What do I need to release? What do I need to do to let those things be buried in the ground and grieved so that I can move on? I covered these really quickly because this is just supposed to be a short video, but I want you to take those things and just begin to think about how to use them to turn your focus from the past to the future. When you work through these things, it allows you to have that emotional energy that was all wrapped up in dealing with these past things and putting it towards taking that next right step. And that's really where you want to go from here, is making your life be something that honors God with your next right step.